Johnson & Johnson is thinning its workforce. With last week's announcements, it's cutting 900 jobs from its U.S. Pharmaceuticals union. Meanwhile, rival Merck is looking at as many as 16,000 job cuts after its acquisition announcement of Schering-Plough. That is to be completed this year. But this pharmaceutical battle goes beyond just job cuts. Connell McShane has the details in this latest edition of America's Greatest Business Rivals. Take a look.
Trying to get rid of a headache, or are you struggling with heart disease? Well, chances are you've relied on Johnson & Johnson and Merck to ease your pain. J&J started out in 1886 in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Merck began a year later in nearby Rahway. J&J manufactures healthcare products and medical devices. Not one to put a Band-Aid on its strategy, it's grown through thoughtful global acquisitions. You'll find more than Johnson & Johnson's baby powder and shampoo in its medicine cabinet. It also sells household brands Neutrogena and Listerine. Merck's developed its research, manufacturing, and marketing of medicines through partnerships. Merck's drugs treat cholesterol, diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. And its merger with Schering-Plough will give it a shot in the arm. It'll now sell Coppertone and even Dr. Scholl's. In 2004, these two rivals stopped giving each other some chest pains when they formed a joint venture. Its main brand, the heartburn relief medicine Pepcid. Now, if you owned 1,000 shares of Johnson & Johnson stock on April the 9th, 1999, they were worth $49,000. Those same 1,000 shares today worth $51,400. If you owned 1,000 shares of Merck stock on April 9th of 1999, they were worth $83,250. Today, $26,300. Would you invest today?
All right. Well, for more on the rivalry between Johnson & Johnson and Merck, I'm joined by Adam Berger, the Managing Director and Head of Mergers and Acquisitions at Leerink Swann, and Jeffrey Kraws, the CEO and Senior Pharmaceutical Analyst for Crystal Research Associates. Good morning, guys. Good to see you.
Good morning.
All right, Jeffrey, let me start with you. What is it about this rival that has been so intense over the years? And when people look at that stock price performance of Merck there, why is it that they have been so challenged?
Well, both companies are based in New Jersey, and there's been a big effort between the two companies as far as competition for management, for products, for companies, all throughout their history. The challenge really between J&J and Merck, and why Merck has had such difficulty, is because J&J has had greater diversification and has had much better performance as far as earnings than Merck has been able to achieve. 76 years of up revenues, 46 years of increasing dividends, 25 consecutive years of adjusted up EPS, and Merck has not been able to match that.
Adam, part of the issue with Merck for years, I remember even dating back to sitting on the trading desk of Morgan Stanley myself, is they were always doing acquisitions, and oftentimes it didn't translate as effectively as they wanted to, but also they faced some patent expirations, and that's something that the industry has been very much concerned about, hence the Schering-Plough deal. Why is that so crucial to this company?
Well, Merck is, as Jeff said, focused solely on the pharmaceutical side, unlike J&J with its diversified portfolio. And with all these patents expiring on their lead products and their R&D efforts not producing enough new products to generate the revenues to offset the patent expirations, they need acquisitions to fill in the gaps in their product line. Schering-Plough does that for them, and it should give them a chance to really diversify their product portfolio and get back on a revenue growth trajectory.
There is an issue here because the Merck-Schering-Plough deal is complicated by the fact that Schering-Plough has a partnership with Johnson & Johnson. Walk us through, Jeffrey, what exactly is that partnership about, and how could it wind up in a lawsuit?
The partnership's about the marketing of Remicade, which is $2.1 billion, and there's a provision in that agreement which indicates if there's a change in control that the main company could lose the rights to that product. So what Merck has cleverly done is they have taken a reverse merger, if you will, where Merck is a surviving entity under the name, but really it's Schering-Plough, so that they don't trigger a change in control provision. And it's unlikely with the way they've done it, I think, that Johnson & Johnson will challenge that $2.1 billion in revenues. I think it will continue to be as it is.
You know, all we've heard about, Adam, at least from the start of this year, has been massive merger activity in this industry. The likes of Pfizer's and Wyeth. We're hearing more merger activity today on sort of the drug distribution side. Why is this industry going through such massive consolidation, and was it overdue?
Well, it's really a function of the product expirations with the patent expirations that are going on. Most of the companies are facing this problem, and it's a general problem. What's very interesting, Wyeth and Schering, which are the two companies that have been recently acquired, are the companies that have the fewest amount of sales at risk from patent expiration. So it's really a chance for the buyers here to extend their product life cycle, have less of their products at risk of patent expirations. and that's really what's been driving the activity.
What about the whole role of generics and who controls at the end of the day which drugs are getting into which pipeline in terms of getting ultimately to the consumer?
Well, generics are going to be increasingly utilized. There's 63% of prescriptions written today, and the world's largest generic manufacturer is actually a proprietary pharmaceutical company in Roche. So a lot of pharmaceutical companies have generics within house. I mean, Bristol Myers has a generic division, but generics themselves, the outstanding separate companies, have become much bigger. And because of the push that Adam's talking about, where a lot of the proprietary products now in every single therapeutic category are off patent, you're going to see an increasing utilization of pharmaceuticals. And if you do not have the proprietary pipeline, then you're going to have to merge. Pharmaceutical companies have one giant asset, that's cash, and one giant liability, that's time. And what Adam is referring to is they're trying to manage those.
All right, gentlemen, great points. Adam and Jeffrey, thank you guys very much. Good seeing you guys this morning.